At this time, I'd like to call the village board meeting to order. Let the record reflect it is Tuesday, August 17th, 2021. The village computer says it is 7:51 p.m. Meeting is being conducted pursuant to the Governor Pritzker's Disaster Proclamation and Public Act 101-0640, which amends requirements of the Open Meetings Act due to COVID-19 pandemic. Although remote attendance is an option for the board members are all present, thus we do not need to confirm the audio. All the materials for this meeting are available on the village's website, and we recommend the members and the public follow the agenda as posted. For items with the public comment, after members have spoken, I will afford public comment as follows. Once I, the chair of a list of all public commenters, I will call on each person present at the meeting and afford them 3 minutes for their comment. Further time up to an additional 3 minutes may be granted by motion of the village board. The public was also provided the opportunity to submit a request until noon today by email to the clerk's office at tinleypark.org or by placing their written request in the drop box at the village hall to participate publicly via a live telephone call at the relevant portion of the public meeting. The public was provided the opportunity to submit written comments until noon today by emailing their public comments to the clerk's office at tinleypark.org or by placing their written comment in the drop box at the village hall. Written comments will not be read aloud. And finally, each vote taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. At this time, can everybody please stand for Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Roll call. Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Brennan.
Present.
Trustee Galante.
Here.
Trustee Mahoney.
Present.
Trustee Mueller.
Here.
Trustee Sullivan. Here. President Glatz.
Present. Thank you. Item number 1, I'd like to ask for a motion to consider approval of the agenda.
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dennis.
Roll call for item number 1. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 2, I'd like to ask for a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the regular village board meeting held on August 3rd, 2021.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks, Mike. Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Bill.
Roll call for item 2. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 3, Trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's a good night for the men in blue. Conduct swearing-in ceremony for police officers. I would like to make a motion to conduct a swearing-in ceremony for police officers.
I'll second.
Thank you, Trustee Brady. The following police officers will be sworn in by the village clerk: Officer Anthony Felco, Officer Donovan Brody, Officer Jonathan Garrity, Officer Mark Kane, Officer David Bennis, Officer Michael Love.
Have them come in.
I'd like to ask all 6 officers to please come to the front. We'll swear you all in, and then you'll sit back down, and Chief Walsh will call you up individually.
Somebody's not doing it. Guys wanna start, John? No, I
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Illinois, the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Officer Dennis, stand here. You guys will stand up to the side, because after he's done, I want him to say a few words about him, here with his family. Raise your right hand. On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
or the public trust.
or the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve. I'm David Bennis. I grew up in Tinley Park when I was a kid, went to Bannis Elementary, went to Grissom. Family moved to Orland, went to Sandburg. Got into police work. I'm third generation police officer. My grandfather, my father, my mother was also a detective.
Which one's your mom?
My sister's in the back, Dina. My girlfriend of 4 years, Samantha in the back. It's my niece right over there painting, and then the little loud guy that was disrupting the ring. And then my brother-in-law Dan was able to come out, but I came from Chicago Police. I served almost 3 years. I was getting a little crazy. I didn't really know if I wanted to stay in police work with how the politics were, and Tinley Park reached out at the right time, and I was like, hey, I asked my girlfriend, I was like, ready to get out of the city? And she was like, let's go. So we're out, and here we are, we're in Tinley Park.
Proud mom, proud mom.
You guys want to come up for pictures?
Yeah.
Come up.
I'll take a picture for you. Proud mom. Okay.
Hey, Matt, then at the end, do one group photo. At the end, then we'll do one group photo.
Donovan Brody. Right hand. On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
or the public trust.
or the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
Congratulations.
My name is Donovan Brody. I grew up in Orland Park. I know Tinley really well. I know all about the IMP here. I did 6 years at Cook County Department of Corrections, and through there I learned how much I love working with community and young people, and how important it is to have a good sense of community to keep people out of there. And I hope to make an impact on many lives as a police officer here. I'm here with my lovely wife Laura in the back. What she's doing with me is your guess is as good as mine. But I'm very grateful to be here. I know how lucky I am in many ways, and I look forward to working hard for this town. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Got it. Thank you.
Anthony Felco. Raise your right hand. On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
or the public trust.
or public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve. My name is Anthony Falco. I worked with the Southtown Police Department as a patrol officer. I was there for 3 years. Thought it was about time to move on from there. I grew up in Tinley Park, lived there basically my whole life. I just moved to Chicago, but Tinley's my roots, and happy, I made this decision. That's my family over there. I start with my girlfriend, Claire, my stepmom, Lynn, my mom, Vita, Tom, my stepdad, Michael, my brother, and my father, Frank.
There's a lot of us.
That's good. That's okay. Got it. Thank you very much.
Jonathan Garrity. Before we start, Jonathan said he's good for the next 45 minutes. So we're going after that. On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my
my character,
character,
or the public trust.
or the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
Congratulations.
Waiting for the most important people to get here. We have my wife Maggie here, my mom Donna, and my daughter Willow. A little bit about me. My name is Jonathan Geardy, but if you see me, just call me JP because that's what I go by. I'm currently in my 9th year of policing. I did my first 8 years in Park Forest where I had some good opportunities. I served there as an investigator for the last 4 years. A little personal about me, I'm from Orland Park, graduated from Stanford, graduated from Illinois State with criminal justice, currently pursuing my master's in public safety from Arizona State, and I'm just beyond thrilled to start in Tinley Park, and I'm having a ball so far. So thanks for having me. I hope to see you guys out there.
I know, someone distract her, someone shake a toy. All good. Awesome. Thank you.
Mark King. On my honor.
On my honor.
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my integrity,
my character,
my character,
or the public trust.
or the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve. Thanks, sir. Mark Kane, I moved out here to Tinley Park when I was 9 years old. I went to Christian Hall, Prairie View, and Victor J. Andrew High School. Graduated from the University of Jamestown, North Dakota, with a criminal justice degree. For 2 years, I was a corrections officer with Kane County Sheriff's, and then I went to the police academy through the University of Chicago. Pretty much had a cup of coffee, then Tinley Park came, so I jumped ship real quick. My family that's here today is my dad Mike, my sister Melissa, and his girlfriend Mary. And that's really it.
You want to get in it?
Well, I'll get them first.
There you go. Oh, thank you.
What was it?
Michael Love. On my honor,
On my honor,
I will never betray my badge,
I will never betray my badge,
my integrity,
my
my
character,
character, or the public trust.
or the public trust.
I will always have the courage
I will always have the courage
to hold myself and others
to hold myself and others
accountable for our actions.
accountable for our actions.
I will always uphold the Constitution,
I will always uphold the Constitution,
my community,
my community,
and the agency I serve.
and the agency I serve.
Congratulations.
Try to make this short, I'm on the clock right now. So I grew up in Tinley, went to Millennium, Prairie View, and then Andrew High School. I leathered in soccer at Western Illinois University, just kidding, it was football. LEJ graduate there, conducted my police internship at the Tinley Park Police Department for 16 weeks. You know, I always wanted to work here. Went to the police academy through the University of Chicago Police Department like Mark, but I stayed a little longer than he did. And I'm here now and I'm very happy to serve this community. And that's my twin brother David, my mother Catherine, my dad Greg, my sister Julie, and my now brother-in-law Jesse. Welcome to the family.
Of course. Yeah, not a problem.
Appreciate it.
You can have it. Whatever works.
Got a smile for the road, I'm sorry.
I know.
That's my good side.
Got it. Thank you.
Come on over here, get a picture with the mayor and trustees.
Thank you.
Commander Poulos, come up with us, please.
All right, you're gonna need to come in a little bit more. All right, ready? Got it. Thank you very much. What happens
Bill had a different joke for each one of them. Two cops walk into a bar.
See the title? I'll get it.
You got the English card?
I am.
Pat. He made a motion.
The motion, when did they make a motion?
He made a motion to do a swearing-in ceremony.
It's a motion that just goes in order.
Just
Motion?
Motion in order.
Item number 4, receive presentation at Tinley Park Business Spotlight from President Glotz and Clerk Darian. Clerk Darian, do you want to go first?
Yes, we have 2 presenters this evening. I'm pleased to introduce an English Garden. An English Garden is located at 16800 Oak Park Avenue and has been in Tinley for nearly 2 years. This is their second location, with their first being in Mokina. They have 9 employees between both locations. Please join me in welcoming Kim McAuliffe of An English Garden.
Hi, everybody. How you doing?
welcome.
It's nice to see everybody's faces. I know most of you, so it's wonderful to be here. Again, I'll reiterate, Kim from An English Garden. I started my career back in 1984 as a young girl wanting my own flower shop, and took me 10 years, and I was able to open up An English Garden, Flowers and Gifts. And hence, we were in Mokina, and I've been trying to get the Fulton home since 1994. Well, it kind of fell in my lap, so we are right now, 2 years now, in the Fulton home on Oak Park Avenue, and I love every minute of every day that I go into work. How awesome it is to own a historic building with so much character. So that being said, the types of items that we carry at the flower shop are fresh flowers, gift baskets, candy bouquets, planters, stuffed animals, antiques, gift items, sympathy benches, garden stones, tapestries. Anything you can think of is pretty much in there. It's kind of like you're going to Lake Geneva, if that makes any sense to you. If you've been on vacation and walk into the old homes in Lake Geneva, that's exactly what you get when you walk into our house. Now, as you enter through the front door, you have 2 little greeters, and we call them our flower shop greeters, and that would be Athena and Odin. So they're French bulldogs. So they come running and tearing out from way in the back, because if you've ever been in that building, it's very long. And then I come walking up. So it takes me about 5 minutes to walk from the back to the front, and then you'll see me. So you see the greeters first. Very happy to be in Tinley. We also live in Tinley. My husband of 33 years is sitting in back. His name's Mike. And I keep telling my family, I keep dragging you down these rabbit holes, and they're awesome rabbit holes, you know. How can you just think about owning your dream and then being able to do it again and meeting all these wonderful people? I can't tell you how much it means to me. If you have any questions, please do so now. I'd love to answer anything. Any
A
questions?
little inside joke. It just, can you explain to us how you pronounce your last name?
McAuliffe.
All right, just,
I'll get it right this time. It won't be McAwful anymore.
Oh, be McAwful. I'm totally fine with that, too. It's awesome.
Can you prove it, Mike?
McAuliffe.
Don't we have a school named
I think
McAuliffe?
it was for
We
one of your
do,
permits. I think he
yes.
called you McAwful.
We
so
have a school named McAuliffe. It's not that hard.
Oh, there's also a school named the Fulton School.
Oh, yeah.
One of the teachers there brought her 2nd grade. She called me up and said, would you mind if we had our 2nd graders come to the school? Or, I mean, come to your home because they learned about the Fulton home. I go, no, bring them. So I made them goodie bags, and then they came in and I got to talk with them and told them to go after all their dreams and learn as much as you can, and, you know, head straight on and keep going, and don't let anything stop you, because if you veer off your path, it takes twice as long to get back on your path. So just keep going after whatever you want, and just don't let anything stop you. And you know, you might fail. I had 4, and I don't want to say they were failures, but it took me 4 times to get it started, to really get it rocking. And okay, I work 7 days a week, 12 to 14-hour days for 27 years now, with 1 vacation since 1988. That is dedication. So, you know, anything you could ever want, just pop in the shop, even to say hi. I feel very comfortable here, very safe. That means a lot to me. You know, honestly, good, safe town. Then I'm here, and you have all the new policemen here who are seasoned and veterans, and my husband was a policeman years ago. So it honestly makes me feel safe. Whenever I'm driving, I see a policeman, and I just keep going and thinking, wow, I'm in a good town. Same thing with Mokina too. Good town, good, close-knit, both communities, you know? And the more people get to know us, the more they keep coming in. So it's not like, we always look for that person who's gonna be there for 30 years for us, or 10 years for us, or 100 years, because then my kids and then their kids will have my shop, I hope, because I never want to sell my shops. I always figured, well, I'll give it to one shop to one child, one shop to another, and then maybe they'll have kids and then they can do it. So who knows how many hundreds of years they'll be here, just like my house from 1844. Cool?
It's awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cam.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you. Probably longer than 5 minutes.
No, it's fantastic.
All right. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
What are your store hours?
Oh, store hours are 8:30 to 5:30 Monday through Friday, Saturday 9 to 12. Sunday is my day to play catch up and go between both shops. So I work about, 10 or 11 hours on Sundays. So I go to one shop, work there. If someone comes in and I'm there, I'll help them out. Then I go to the other shop and get it set up for the next week for the crew. So if you really love something, it's still work. Mind you, it's not, every day is not wonderful, but at least you could go in and do a good job, and you're helping out people too. And it allows me to do my philanthropic things, like I donate to people with disabilities, because my brother had CP, cerebral palsy. My business also helps me donate to animals that have been cruelly abused. So it helps me donate towards that, and anything else I could think of. Do schools, having them come in and just being able to talk to them too. Giving $20 to a stranger who doesn't have any money on the street, who needs to eat. So it allows me to do all that stuff too. So anybody who spends money at my place, it goes to good deeds.
That's great.
Yep, cool.
I love that.
Thank you, guys.
Cam.
Thank you.
Next, we have Arsenal Hair Salon is located at 17216 Oak Park Avenue and opened in Tinley Park in April, roughly 4 months ago this year. Please join me in congratulating Arsenal on their opening and welcoming Kathy Albin up to the podium.
Hi.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thanks. I'm actually better at listening to people talk than talking. So I opened up in April, like you said, and we have 3 employees. We're open 6 days a week, 9 to 8-ish, kind of flexible depending on when we need to be there, but I'm there a lot. We are a full-service hair salon, so men's cuts, female cuts, color, trend colors, those funky blues and pinks and reds and greens. We pretty much do it all. We're continuing education, stay on top of the modern trends and the modern styles. One of the things that was important to me when I opened up was bringing in local businesses. So I actually get my flowers every 2 weeks from Kim's flower shop. So I keep fresh flowers in there every 2 weeks. Pico and Bean, I use their coffee and their tea. I have a local artist that brings in, she makes jewelry and homemade things like that. About myself, I've been in the business for 22 years. I was in Downers Grove at a pretty large salon for all of the 22 years. Decided that I wasn't getting any younger, and so it was time to kind of start fulfilling some of the dreams. My kids are getting a little bit older now. They're getting a little bit more self-sufficient, so it seemed like the right time. I grew up in Tinley Park area, Tinley Park High School, Central Junior High, Memorial, all that. So I am currently in Midlothian, so I'm closer to home now than I was in Downers Grove. I think I'm excited about being part of Tinley Park again, and my parents are in Tinley Park, and most of my family's in Tinley Park. So I think that Tinley Park is in the process of a kind of neat transition, cool movement going on with the ice cream shops and things like that. So I'm really excited and blessed to be a part of that. So I'm going to contribute what we can as a hair salon to being part of that movement. That's it.
Thank you, Kathy.
I'm supposed to ask you if you have questions.
Colleen, do you have anything for her?
I got nothing. She already gave the hours. I don't
Okay.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next is item number 5. I'd like to ask for a motion to consider appointing Malia Stubich to the position of staff accountant.
So moved?
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
A recruitment was conducted that resulted in 6 qualified candidates being selected for interviews. Malia Stubich was identified as the best candidate for this position. She has 17 years' experience in municipal government and various finance roles. Her experience includes financial planning, audit, and tax functions, monthly bank reconciliations, and payroll processing and reporting. She will be a great asset to the finance department. Please consider appointing Malia Stubich to the position of staff accountant, effective August 18th, 2021. Malia here. Hi, Malia. You want to come to the podium?
Hi. I've worked for the Village of Crestwood for 17 years. I'm from Sandwich, Illinois, so I'm a country girl. Lived in Crestwood for 20 years. I have a 16-year-old daughter. She's honors with distinction at Shepherd High School. And I can't be more excited to start working at the Village of Tinley Park.
That's great. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Welcome.
If you like, feel free. If you like to leave, we understand. Thanks, Malia.
Do we have to go?
See you tomorrow. Don't be late.
Go ahead.
All right. Roll call for item 5. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. The next one is item number 6.
Dun, 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 dun.
Or should we go to 7? I would like to ask this board to make a motion to consider appointing Hannah Littman to the position of Assistant Village Manager.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you, guys. It's very nice of you. Hannah started with the Hannah started with the village as an administrative intern in June of 2016. In May of 2018, she became full-time as a management analyst. Hannah was promoted to assistant to the village manager in December of 2020. The assistant to the manager position remains vacant. The 2 assistant manager positions returned the village to the structure it had a few years ago. Please consider appointing Hannah Littman to the position of assistant village manager effective tomorrow. Dave, before I open it up to the board, would you like to say a couple words?
Sure. Yeah, this was, Hannah has been with us for a few years and really has contributed in many ways. Many of you have interacted with her. And really, I think for a young professional, it's amazing what she's accomplished, and she's worked above and beyond is certainly what her position has required, and I think this promotion is well deserved, and I know Hannah will have a bright future in the village.
Hannah, would you like to go to the podium or speak from your seat?
Go to the podium.
Get 3 minutes.
I'll keep it short and sweet. No, like Dave said, I've been here for a few years. It's been a little over 5 years now, and if you would have told me back then that I'd still be here and I'd be in this position, I probably would have looked at you like you're a little crazy, but I just always say that I've been very fortunate. I've been trusted and thrown into projects and the work, and I'm surrounded by a great team. I couldn't do it without the staff here, and it's a great place to work with lots of good people. There's lots of good happening within the organization and within the community, so I'm just grateful and excited to continue to do the work. So thank you.
Thanks, Hannah.
Thanks, Hannah.
Stayed under 3 minutes. Anyone from the board like to comment?
I'd like to make a comment. I just, whenever you need something, Hannah's always eager and efficient to help you get it done. So, this is so well-deserved, and, looking forward to you taking that next step. So, congratulations.
Anyone else? Go ahead, Diane.
Just want to echo that. I remember coming in here when I first started to work, I spent the week with working budgets, and I was so impressed that you really understood the numbers and everything, you know, you were definitely an asset. I was really impressed with that. So I'm very happy to see you move into this role.
Trustee Brady.
I would have to agree with my fellow trustees. Also, too, you know, her other commissions that she works on, such as the civil service and working with the liquor commission and everything else. So I just want to make sure, Dave, that she has the right title and name on her door, all right? She's got a collection of them. We need this other one. Congratulations.
They're like Pat Carr with all the titles. Anyone else here to comment?
She's probably the one that orders those, so.
And I just want to say thank you. Your knowledge of the liquor gaming code and everything that Dave puts on your plate is, you've done an excellent job, and I really appreciate working with you, so thank you. Do we want to call a roll?
Roll call for item 6. Trustee Brady.
Absolutely.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Let the record reflect absolutely means yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa.
Absolutely.
All right, it's April 1st. We're just joking. Congratulations, Hannah. Item number 7. May I have a motion to consider approval of the consent agenda items?
So moved?
I'll second them.
Thank you. The consent agenda items have been publicly posted and available for review according to the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Would anyone from the board like any of these items removed from the consent agenda? Anything, Lisa? Okay. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Roll call for approval of consent agenda. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 8, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider ordinance number 2021-0-054, amending the Tinley Park zoning ordinance for the purpose of regulating an adult-use cannabis dispensary.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Colleen. Go ahead, Mike.
Thank you, Colleen. The proposed text amendments will make minor changes to the zoning regulations for adult-use recreational cannabis dispensaries, including permitting dispensary locations in multi-tenant structures, removing corridor restrictions, and allowing them as a special use in more zoning districts. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on August 5th, 2021, and voted 5-0 to recommend the proposed text amendments for approval at the village board. This ordinance is eligible for first reading tonight.
Any comments from the board? Madam Clerk, you call the roll on this item, please?
Roll call for item number 8. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 9, I would like to ask for a motion to consider adopting ordinance 2021-0-055, establishing the number of Class A liquor licenses that can be issued in the village. Hart Management, LLC, at 18001 South 80th Avenue, train station. I have a second.
I'll make that
I have a
motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. With the closure of Parmesans at the 80th Avenue train station in 2020, the village explored various options to fill the space. The village has since entered into an agreement with Hart Management, LLC, who plans to operate what will be called the Illinois Central Diner. The space will be versatile, serving daily commuters while also providing a class diner experience, which will further complement by event programming. This Class A liquor license will allow the sale of all alcoholic beverages at the location. And also, for the record, it's not in there. Dave and staff also met with other businesses that put in a, what was it, a request? Would you do an RFP for it? Yeah. So they were not just selected by the village manager and staff. It was done through an RFP process. And then that's who staff chose.
Can I add one thing, Mayor?
Yes.
Just for the record, I believe we will be calling it Local 1 Station, not the Illinois Central Diner, so just
Switcheroo. Makes sense. Anyone from the board have any comments? Anyone from the public here to comment?
Roll call for item number 9. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, Dan. Item number 10, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance number 2021-0-056, granting a special use to permit a dwelling unit located above a principal commercial use at 7151 183rd Street, Allure Wellness Center.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead, Mike.
The petitioner, Dr. Tony Scott Terry, is requesting a special use permit to allow a second-floor apartment to remain in the former Heartland Memorial Building that is being redeveloped for Allure Wellness Center. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on August 5th, 2021, and voted 5-0 to recommend approval of the special use permit in accordance with the plans and findings of fact listed in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption tonight.
Mike gets all the tongue twisters.
Yeah, I get the good ones.
Anyone from the board care to comment? Anyone from the public care to comment?
Roll call for item number 10. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 11, Trustee Mueller, you're up.
I move we consider adopting ordinance number 2021-0-057, granting a variation for minimum parking requirements in the zoning ordinance for Allure Wellness Center at 7151 183rd Street.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead, Mike.
The petitioner, Dr. Tony Scott Terry, is seeking a parking variation to permit a total of 76 parking stalls on a site where 86 parking stalls are required for the redevelopment of the property to the Allure Wellness Center. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on August 5th, 2021, and voted 5-0 to recommend approval of the variation in accordance with the plans and findings of facts as listed in the staff report. This ordinance is also eligible for adoption tonight.
Any questions from the board? Just very excited. Trustee Mahoney and I met Dr. Terry out there, and we're excited for you to get going. So thank you. Anyone from the public care to comment?
Roll call for item number 11. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, Kristen. Item number 12, Trustee Sullivan.
Consider adopting Resolution 2021-R-074, authorizing the renewal of the village health insurance for the 2021-2022 benefit plan year.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you,
second
Mike. Thank you. Go
The
ahead, Colin.
village went out to market for a comprehensive renewal and competitive pricing for medical, dental, and vision insurance benefits for the 2021-2022 benefit year, plan year. Alliant renegotiated the initial premium increase from $196,252.80, 3.6%, to $25,446.84, 0.5%. This resulted in a rather favorable renewal with a 0% increase of medical, 8.9% increase to dental, and 4.3% increase to vision benefit coverages. On January 1st, 2022, the health insurance premium contributions for non-union employees will increase from 10% to 11%. This item was discussed at the committee of the whole held prior to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Colleen. Any questions from the board? I would just like to comment, thank you, Dave and Andrew and staff. If anyone was listening, the original increase was supposed to be $196,000. But after our two shrewd negotiators, it was down to $25,000. So thank you.
I thought it was a typo when I first got it. Honestly, I was-
No, you don't know Andrew and Dave. Oh, boy.
Yeah, great job.
Anyone from the public care to comment?
Roll call for item number 12. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Item 13.
I move we consider ordinance number 2021-0-058, amending section, I think that's 9, sign regulations of the Tinley Park zoning ordinance.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Go ahead.
The proposed text amendment will permit the preview menu board signs accessory to drive-through lanes and also make minor changes and clarifications to other signs, sections of the sign code. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on August 5th, 2021, and voted 5-0 to recommend the proposed text amendments for approval to the village board. This ordinance is eligible for first reading tonight.
Thanks, Mike. Any comments from the board? Madam Clerk?
Comments from the public?
Actually, can I ask,
Go ahead, sorry. Diane has something.
I guess I just want to, my only concern with this is removing the maximum sign height. And just concern that, I see some businesses that have huge signs already, and it kind of overshadows the store next to it. I am concerned that this is just going to be, will we see a competition between enlarging signs? Just to be seen, is if there's no max height.
We felt that there still is a maximum square footage that still kind of will regulate that. And when we are working within a strip center, we do have language in there that they need to try and kind of stay within line, but it's hard to meet. And it just felt like a little over-regulation with the height. Naturally, the square footage itself will regulate it. We haven't seen it become an issue, and so that's why we kind of came to this conclusion that I think it really isn't necessary, but understand your concern, but we haven't seen it really become too much of an issue, we think. We think this will be properly regulating the signage that we're seeing and not be over-regulating and taking these constant variations that seemed a little redundant. But we're cognizant of that too and trying to make sure they blend in, especially when it's a multi-tenant center. I see your point.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I see it currently.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there's no max, what we could do about it,
Yeah. Again, I think we have other architectural things in here as well as the ability when it's in a multi-tenant center to kind of help regulate that currently. So.
Okay. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and I'll just add, I think the biggest thing is that the sign fits with the architectural structure, and I think that's what these changes were really going towards, and preventing abuse of that and keeping stuff fitting, and I think the square footage is our safety net, so appreciate it, Kimberly, and all the work that the Plan Commission did. They thoroughly vetted this one and had a lot of the same concerns, and that commission really made sure that we were doing the right thing for Tinley Park, so.
Kudos to my staff planner, Dan Ritter, who really handles all of these things and saw an opportunity that, we've needed to make some changes for the better, so.
Yep, great job, Dan.
Thanks, Mike.
Very good.
Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Roll call for item number 13, trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everybody. Item 14, trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance number 2021-0-059, granting a special use for a substantial deviation from the planned use development at 18501 Convention Center Drive to permit a projecting blade sign.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead, Mike.
The petitioner seeks approval of a projecting blade sign for the Local One restaurant and gastropub that is attached to the newly renovated Even Hotel. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on August 5th, 2021, and voted 5-0 to recommend approval of the special use in accordance with the plans as listed and findings of facts in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you, Michael. Any questions from the board?
I'll just say that the renovations there with the Even Hotel and Local One, they really do look nice. I think the sign will help differentiate the restaurant from the hotel. And I think with how nice it looks, I think that differential is necessary at this point, just because you can't really tell that there's a restaurant. So I'm looking forward to the signage that you guys are going to be doing there and being able to highlight this new restaurant.
Thanks, yeah, I think it looks great. Anything you want to add to that, Dan, or are you all good?
No, it's the last piece finally, the entire renovation, so I appreciate everyone's hard work on this, especially Dan, Ritter, and Lori. Did a great job in walking into this, so thank you.
Thank you.
And I just add that I agree that, when it was Holiday Inn and Bananas, you never knew the difference, which building you were in. So it was kind of like So I think this is a good addition, so.
Thanks, Bill.
Yep.
Any comments from the public?
Roll call for item number 14. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 15, Trustee Galante.
I'd like to ask the board to consider adopting Resolution 2021-R-073, approving the Tinley Park Tourism Marketing Action Plan.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Second?
Thank you.
Thank you both. The village and the marketing staff has created a Tinley Park Tourism Marketing Action Plan that will promote the Tinley Park Life Amplified brand as a tourism entity inclusive of the village's convention center, hotels, attractions, restaurants, breweries, hospitals, hospitality support businesses. The plan redirects the portion of the hotel motel tax previously provided to the Chicago Southland Convention and Visitors Bureau for regional tourism promotion into the plan that will market the Tinley Park brand and all of its amenities. And this resolution is eligible for adoption.
Any questions from the board? Any comments?
Well, I'm sure it's there somewhere, but we miss trolleys.
That's true. And I just want to say, the presentation for anybody that wasn't here, was in the meeting prior to this. And I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I do, have some concerns of just losing the national outreach that we had, but I believe in this group that they're going to be able to pull it together and really do a fine job. And I did get a copy of this, of the spending that, I'd like to go over and just to, again, always want to make sure we're not going to be putting more tax onto the people that are already paying too much in tax. So that's it.
Anyone else?
No.
Okay.
Roll call.
No, any questions from the public? Go ahead.
Roll call for item number 15. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Item 16, Trustee Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like the board to please consider adopting resolution number 2021-R-075, approving a purchase request between the Village of Tinley Park and On-Site Communications and Municipal Services Consulting for the Police Department Simulcast Radio Upgrade Phase 2.
Second.
I'll second it.
Thanks, Bill. Go ahead,
Thank you.
Dennis.
Staff recommends purchasing the remaining equipment for Phase 2 of the Police Department Simulcast radio system. This phase includes purchase of necessary equipment and labor for the installation of the entire system as proposed in both phases. Consider approving a purchase request between On-Site Communications and Municipal Services Consulting in the amount of $247,000 and $980. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held previous to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Any questions from the board? Any questions from the public?
Roll call for item number 16. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item 17, Trustee Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to have the board consider adopting resolution number 2021-R-072, approving a job order contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Roby Incorporated for the Public Safety Building 911 Center Air Handler Condensing Unit Replacement Project.
Is there a second?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Go ahead,
Thank you.
Dennis.
Funds in the amount of $264,000 were included in the current fiscal year for repairs and replacement for the Public Safety Building 911 Center Air Handler Condensing Unit Replacement Project. This project was reviewed and engineered to meet all current code requirements, and the construction contract was coordinated with Roby Incorporated, JOC Contractor, and Gordian Contract Administrator. Consider approving the Roby Incorporated service contract budget in the estimated amount of $256,700 $797. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Is there any comment from the board? Any comment from the public?
Roll call for item number 17. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Item number 18. Receive comments from the staff. Pat, do you want to talk about that great news you have?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Major car?
We received notification from the state that we were accredited once again. This is a pretty rigorous program that we do with the state of Illinois and the Illinois Emergency Management Agency. This is a collaborative effort that goes across all of our departments throughout the village. And it's been a pretty trying time, especially these last 18 months with COVID, trying to get a lot of the requirements done, especially when police and fire weren't able to do their training. So it's great that both of these public safety departments, along with Public Works, are able to get back to their training events, especially in light of opening up the amphitheater and all the emergency planning we're doing. Put things in perspective, we started the planning for COVID back in on January 20th, 2020. Before a lot of people heard about what was going on. We were contacted by Cook County to begin some of the planning processes to look for alternative housing options for this event that was happening. None of us believed it would, and of course it did. And throughout the next 18 months, we've taken part in doing a lot of the contact tracing. We've distributed over 100,000 pieces of PPE, wipes, gloves to businesses and residents that needed it within the village, along with volunteer programs that were set up by the mayor and Nancy O'Connor that help reach a lot of these people that needed help. And again, the businesses, and it's because of that and the teamwork that we had here that a lot of our assisted living centers had minimal impact with sickness and death. So it's a lot to praise a lot of the other departments that helped in this. And as I said, it's just not one. It's the collaborative effort with everybody across the board. And with that being said, as we've all seen in the news, the COVID numbers are going up again. 71% rise in the Tinley Park area. The good news is over 69% at least of our population in Tinley Park have received one shot, and about 59% received two. So that's the good news. So we just have to stay vigilant and keep pressing ahead. And thank you for all the support that you've given us to make this happen.
You bet, Major. Go ahead, Dave.
I just really wanted to comment, the agenda tonight, I think, highlights a couple of the success stories that we've been working on. Obviously, the tourism marketing plan is something we've talked about for a number of years, and it wasn't an easy step, but appreciate the board's support and really appreciate the leadership role that Donna's taken on this. The swearing in for all the new officers was obviously a great night, as it always is, but I think, we saw kind of the fruits of our labor with the lateral hiring program that the chief and Hannah worked on. And so that's something I know we've been trying to do for years too, and so it's nice to see some successes for that. So that's it.
Thanks, Dave. Andrew, are you just doing work or are you looking for your speech?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B. Nothing.
Okay. Chief Walsh?
I just wanted to add to what Dave had to say about the police officers. I just want to thank the board and staff continually working with us to get officers on the street. As you can see, all 6 came from somewhere else. People want to work here. It's a good thing. They know that they have support here. And as evidenced by some of the other departments, they don't have the support. So I just want to thank you for continually helping me get officers on the street.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank
John?
you.
Kimberly?
I just wanted to thank the police department as well. We had an incident over at the former Brown's Chicken where a storm had knocked down the fencing, and due to the keen eye of a community officer who saw that, made sure they stayed on site. It's a very deep hole and could have been very dangerous, and they stayed on site until my team was able to get a hold of the contractor and the owner. So it's just, again, something that we all work together as a team. When we see something dangerous, everyone steps in. It doesn't matter what your role is. So I really appreciate that, Chief, whoever that community officer was, for catching that. Could have been a dangerous situation. Also, just wanted to know we have received the full construction permit for Boulevard Phase 2. So they submitted that electronically, and we'll be going through those plans. And it's also meeting the requirement of the development agreement that they submit those plans. I think it was by October, it was their deadline. So we'll be working through that. And I think as of date, I think they are about 80% leased. Not everyone's moved in yet, but they have signed leases, and we are having some very good conversations with people very interested in coming into Tinley Park, specifically wanting to move into a very brand-new building and bring their business. So more to come with that, and hopefully in the next couple months we can make some public announcements.
Thanks, Kimberly. Good. Donna, you have anything you want to add?
Just that we have 2 more cruise nights happening yet this summer, for August 31st, and then we have 2 more concerts coming up this month. The 21st, the 95th Street Band, which is a horn band, is going to be playing at Music in the Plaza, and on the 28th, the group breakfast will be there. So, should be a fun day.
Thank you. Assistant Village Manager Littman, do you have anything to say?
That's tomorrow.
No, just thank you all again, but I'll deflect attention and wish Pat Carr a happy early birthday.
Did you get him a cake?
I thought you were
Cupcake?
bringing it.
No, I forgot.
Happy birthday, Gas Man.
Laura? You good? Roxanne? Okay. Item number 19, receive comments from the board. Anyone from the board care to comment? No? I will just add to it. Happy birthday, Mr. Carr. Congratulations, or should we call you Major? Hannah, again, congratulations on your promotion, which is very well deserved. You work your tail off around here, and we even got a yell from the crowd, from your fan group. And then the other thing I wanted to mention too is, Donna, again, you and your team do a phenomenal job, and I strongly urge the board. We've known about this marketing action plan for well over 75 days now. Everyone's had a chance to contact Donna, Dave, if they had questions about it. So moving forward, if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out to them. That's why they're here. And I'll be more than happy to help answer your questions. Okay, item 20, receive comments from the public. From the public, care to comment?
You're up.
That's you. That's you. Wake up.
Mr. Mayor, to repeat what I said initially, I believe my comments will extend beyond the 3 minutes normally allowed. If possible, I'd like to request an extension of time now.
Well, that is, I don't make those decisions. That's up to the board. If anyone from the board would like to make a motion to give them an extension.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Well, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll on the extension of Mr. Wendt?
Roll call for extension of Mr. Wendt. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. You will have 6 minutes, Mr. Wendt, and then at 6 minutes, I will turn off the microphone because public comment will be over. And if the board is in the middle of speaking to him, feel free to finish your comments, but he will not be able to respond back. The floor is yours, sir.
Mr. Mayor, trustees, I appreciate the opportunity to address you this evening. My name is Bill Wendt. I'm here as a representative of the Tinley Park Citizens Police Academy Alumni Association, TPCPAAA. I thought the military had a monopoly on long descriptors and abbreviations. I was wrong. For conversation purposes, though, I like to refer to the Citizens Police Academy as the CPA, and hopefully don't offend too many accountants in that process. My reason for being here tonight is to update you on a recent fundraising activity and to request your assistance on a project that we may be undertaking. Some background details are important. I took the Citizens Police Academy in early 2020. I was excited to do so. Thought it would expand my knowledge of law enforcement and also provide more insight into my local police department. I didn't have expectations, but if I did, they would have been vastly exceeded. The training materials were excellent, and Chief, I can assure you that the training officers were outstanding. They introduced a new element of Tinley Park police life every week. It was informative, sometimes fascinating. The overall course I would describe as educational and rewarding, and I recommend every Tinley resident take it. One of the more memorable nights was when Officer Raines brought in Yambo, the police canine. He demonstrated his protection skills, his drug search capabilities, and Officer Raines explained further that he sometimes works with drug search warrants, trafficking, following criminals, search and rescue, inspecting lockers in schools and other locations, and sometimes doing demonstrations. He also mentioned that Yambo was at the end of his useful service life and was going to be retired. That meant that Tinley was going to have to find a new canine as well as a new dog handler at considerable expense. We have learned since then that the cost could be $35,000 to $50,000. Following the course, I was invited to join the CPA Alumni Association, and I gladly did. The association serves a number of purposes to work with the police department. Two that stand out to me is, number one, to disseminate the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to the community in an effort to dispel rumors and false information. Number two, to collect funds to support the police activities and needs. At the time, I thought, what's a bigger need than a new canine? I'm a dog lover, I admit, and so I somewhat took a personal interest in this. I presented that to the Alumni Association. They agreed, and we somewhat made it a priority. We began looking for ways to raise money. And I should point out that we can request money, solicit, do fundraisers for whatever purpose we choose, but it's given to the police department to use at their discretion. In the winter of 2020, I was at Savers, the thrift store, saw a sign that said Fund Drive, F-U-N. Didn't know what it was, started asking questions, was put in contact with the director, who explained to me that Savers will pay 501c3 organizations for donations. You get 20 cents a pound for soft goods, a nickel for hard goods. It didn't sound like a lot of money, but we didn't have anything else pending, so we decided let's try it. In June, I believe, we had collected about 3,800 pounds of items, soft goods and hard goods. The requirement is that it has to be put in bags, separated, soft and hard, delivered at a specific time and location to Savers, and then we're paid. So for the $3,800, we got $750. Now, I realize from, let's say, winter to summer, we spent 6 months planning, preparing, collecting, and the effort along with all the labor put into it, $750 isn't a lot of money. I agree. You don't buy a dog with $750. But what struck me is we did it with limited resources. We're a small organization. We have 12 to 15 active members. We did no advertising. The only promotion was some signs that were in store windows. The rest was word of mouth. And it occurred to me, because I like to think big, why not, that what if we got the entire community behind us? You imagine 58,000 Tinley residents supporting this. We've all heard of it takes a village to raise a child. Why not it takes a village to buy a dog? I don't know what's possible, but I think if we don't consider the options, we'll never find out. Imagine if the community did get behind it. It would be massive. It would require dozens of committed volunteers. We need collection sites. They'd have to be monitored. The items taken from there to a storage location where they'd be secured, then delivered to Savers at an appropriate time. I think the options are immense. Savers doesn't do it often, but they did explain that they have at times paid $8,000 to $10,000 for such efforts. So I present it to you because if we do undertake something this big, we would require your assistance. My thought is also, when you start thinking outside the box, other ideas present themselves, and you never know where it could lead. So, Mr. Mayor, before I run out of time, I'd like to request a meeting with you to talk about this and any ideas you may have as to how the CPA can assist the police department. I have 22 seconds left if anyone has a question.
So-
Otherwise, I will conclude my comments.
Thank you, Mr. Went, and, yeah, I'd be more than happy to set something up with you this week. We'll get, the police chief and, maybe the birthday boy, if he can meet with us too. And, we will definitely figure out a way, especially through our marketing department. I think it's pretty safe to say that most people, love dogs or cats or anything there is, you know, that Tinley, they love it, they're animals. So I'd be more than happy to sit down and see how we can assist you and help you for your team to meet your goals, for Citizen Police Academy, to raise the money to, replace Yamba. More than happy.
Appreciate your time.
I'll have, Lisa Valley, reach out to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Great job. Anyone else care to comment?
I just want to say I'm actually alumni as well, and I let them use for the drive that they had. I let them use the garage at my rental house because it's unoccupied, so they kind of commandeered all the space that they could over there in the storage shed, and I was pretty impressed by how much they received in donations. It was quite commendable.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you for your space.
You're welcome.
Thank you for giving up your space, Roxanne, and again, thank you, Citizens Police Academy, for all the work you did to raise the initial money, and we'll get to work on it, and we'll set up a meeting, and we'll help you reach that goal.
I just had a question too.
I'd just like to add something too, real quick. You know, Chief Walsh and I have talked about this, you know, quite a bit, and, you know, I know, you know, Yambo's retirement kind of came kind of quickly. And I know that this was kind of a COVID casualty in the budget, so, I know it's super, super important. You know, these dogs are a great resource to our department. They are great for PR and, you know, many community events, and they are just super important. I've done a lot of research on these dogs through the years, and it's just because I was fascinated by Cairo, who was used in the Osama bin Laden raid many, many years ago. But General David Petraeus, he's the commanding general, you know, back in Iraq and Afghanistan. He said, you know, these military working dogs, you know, what they bring to the fight cannot be replicated by man or machine. By all measures of performance, their yield outperforms any asset we have in our inventory, and this is the federal government. So he said our Army would be remiss if we failed to invest more in this incredibly valuable resource. So I think this is, you know, an awesome endeavor that, you know, I think we absolutely should make sure that we're using all of our community power to put some funds together for this endeavor. So I just kind of wanted to add that.
Thank you. And for the record, you read that. Mr. Wentz spoke us 6 minutes without any cue cards. So, moving on, anyone else in the public care to comment?
Just real quick, I don't
Carrie, can you, we have to stay consistent sorry, Carrie.
While she's walking up, just notice that Diane and I are both alumni of the Police Academy, and it's a great course to take.
I just wanted to remind everybody, if they didn't know, Cop on a Roof, which was changed to Cop of Champions for the Special Olympics, is this Friday. We're going to help out, and Officer Devine leads it, and we're also helping them out, but if you can step in there and donate whatever you can, but that's something we also help them out with. And it's a good fundraiser for them for Special Olympics. I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, I think we came in second through the state of collections for Special Olympics. And our goal is first place this year, so we'll see how that goes with COVID and everything, you never know. But I just wanted to remind everybody, if you
What's the
can, step
location
in,
and time?
get some coffee.
Location and time?
171st and 80th, and the one on 183rd.
The Dunkin' Donuts.
And there's another one, but we're not,
There's 3 locations.
yeah, the other one
The
is,
other one is on 179.
In the
So
Grange.
this year we
Yeah.
have 3 teams. I will be taking care of the 183rd location, which I've been at. Sergeant Devine has had the luxury of 171st.
Yeah.
And Officer John Suko, who came over from another department, he is now taking the younger officers and bringing them over to
Yeah,
179.
Thanks, Officer
So all
Riley.
three- All 3 locations are
There you
going to be manned this year for Coffee with Champions.
Thanks, Officer Riley.
Thanks.
Officer King can't provide that kind of information. Thanks, Karen.
Dennis, what times? The times are from 5 a.m. to noon.
Great, thank you.
Credit cards are acceptable.
We'll be
Wow.
out on the street collecting the buckets. That's why they call it tailgating.
Next, we have item number 21. I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following. A, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. B, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. And finally, C, discussion of the minutes of meetings lawfully closed under this act, whether for purposes of approval by the body of the minutes or semi-annual review of the minutes as mandated by section 2.06. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, could you call the roll, please?
Motion to adjourn. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned at 9:09 PM. Thank you, everybody.